Assalamu alaikum everyone, hope you're all fine. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making my video for the O-level students with the specific focus on their grade optimization. As you all are very near to your exam, very near to your papers, so it is important that you should finally review the way you have actually prepared for your exam. And this is important that you should understand the way the questions they are distributed in the paper and how your knowledge is going to be assessed. Unless and until you don't know the type of the question and the way your knowledge and the level your knowledge is being assessed in the question, you are not going to get the grade up to your expectation. So actually this is the matter of not your just preparation, but understanding how you have to answer the questions that come in your paper. So my today's session and my today's grade optimization, this kind of a workshop is going to guide you about the questions, their techniques, and the way you should prepare for it. So let's start. As you all know it very well that you have two papers in your O-level, IGCSE or GCSE. This is paper 1 and this is your paper 2. And in the paper 1, which is, so these are the information that you all know it very well. It is from chapter topic 1 to 6 and this is from topic 7 to 10. So I'm not going to discuss these things. The important thing to discuss and see in the start are the assessment objectives. These are very important for your paper. Okay, so assessment objectives, these are important in your syllabus, and there are 3 assessment objectives in your CS paper: AO1, AO2, and AO3. In the assessment objective AO1, your knowledge and understanding of the principles and the concept of computer science, these are going to be assessed. All right. In the AO2, the application of the knowledge and understanding of the principles and the concept of the computer science. So actually, you can say that it is just like a triangle in the bottom. So this is AO1, this is AO2, and this is AO3. So here the knowledge and understanding, and here is the application, and here this is the evaluate and create. All right, I will explain it in further detail. So AO2 is the application of the knowledge. AO1 is the demonstrating the knowledge and the principle. And AO3 is very important, and this is the highest level of your understanding. And this has 3 things: evaluating a computer system, making reasoned judgment, and presenting conclusion. So these 3 points you will memorize even. So AO3 is to evaluate the computer system, making reasoned judgment, and third is presenting conclusion. All right. So these 3 assessment objectives you should consider in your before preparing for your papers, that there are 3 parts, 3 different levels that are going to be assessed in your paper. Now let's have a look on the distribution of these levels. Okay, assessment objectives and the percentage of each component. When you will know this distribution, it will be easier for you to prepare for your paper. So the assessment objective 1 in the paper 1 is 60%, means more than half of your paper is based on your knowledge and understanding. And assessment objective 2, paper 1, has 20% of the questions, and remaining 20% of the questions are from assessment objective 3. So actually your paper 1, which is your theory paper, is more than half of that paper is about knowledge and understanding. I will explain that thing in detail. So what does that knowledge and understanding means? So I will write it over here. So the grade optimization. So the assessment objective 1, which is knowledge and understanding. So this is the P1. 60% of your syllabus is from knowledge and understanding. All right. And so if you have a look on the AO1, now in this AO1 for the paper 2 is 20%. All right. So for the P2, it is So knowledge and understanding related question in the P2 is 20% only. Now, before we move on to the P assessment objective 2, I will explain what type of questions, the command words. These words are also given with the in your syllabus. The command words related to the P1, AO1, I will come into these things one after the other. Assessment objective AO1. The command words are define, describe, identify, state, and outline. These are the command words. All right. And in define, you are going to give a precise meaning, the precise meaning of something. This is the level where you can reproduce or recall the things which you have memorized. All right. And in the describe, you are going to write or state the points of a topic, like the characteristics or the main features. In the describe, you will be writing about the main features. And identify, name, select, recognize. You need to recognize. Sometime a description is given and you are going to recognize its exact terminology. Sometime a terminology is given and you have to write its description. So they are actually the assessment objective 1. State, write in an exact term, a clear term. So this is again the recall of the memorized thing, and outline the main point of something that you have to write. So assessment objective 1 is like this. It is about knowledge and understanding. Okay. So the questions related to the assessment objective 1, I've also collected some questions here, like a student has a portable tablet computer. Identify 2 input device that could be built into the portable tablet computer. So here, when you are asked to identify something, then you can just write a single word, even the answer over here, like the input device that that is built into the portable tablet computer. It can be the touch screen, like you just write the touch screen here. Okay. Or it can be the microphone. So just single word answer can also serve your need, because you are asked to just recall the thing and identify with the name. Data packets are transmitted across a network from one computer to another computer. Describe the structure of a data packet. Now the structure of the data packet, you just need to describe the structure. It means the data packet consists of the payload, the trailer, and the header. All right, so you just write these things in these key features of the data packet here. So it is the assessment objective 1. And then you have, so here you have seen that this question has described the structure. A computer uses both random access memory and state the purpose of the secondary storage. Secondary storage stores, or it holds the data permanently. All right, it holds the secondary storage, it stores the data, the application and the software. So you're going to defining the purpose of the storage, secondary storage, in terms of its various characteristics or the features. So permanently store in structure. All right, storing the operating system, storing the user's data, storing various things, you can define it. All right, so this is the assessment objective 1. Now coming to the assessment objective 2. So assessment objective 2, you can see here, paper 1 has 20% of the questions and paper 2 has 60% of the question. Now this is important. So in the paper 2, you are going to apply the knowledge and the understanding for more than half of your paper. All right, that is why the students usually think that the paper 2 is a little difficult, little challenging. All right, because the paper 2 is more on the application of the knowledge. You're not reproducing. Only the 20% question in the paper 2 is related to the knowledge and understanding. So let's see. As I said here, command words, describe, assessment objective 1, I have already mentioned. Now the paper 2, assessment objective 2 is the application of the knowledge. And here your P1, 20%, and P2 is 60%. 60% of the question in the P2, they are from the assessment objective 2. Now in the assessment objective 2, let's see the command words. The command word in the assessment objective 2, these are calculate, demonstrate, explain, suggest. So you will remember these things. Calculate, when you are like, it is also conversion. Like you might be asked to convert a number into from denary to hexa, from hexa to binary. All right. So work out for given facts, figures, or information. Demonstrate, show how, or give an example. So you have to show your understanding, knowledge and understanding. Explain, set out purpose or reason, make the relationship between things clear, say why and how, and support with relevant evidence. The evidence is important for any of your statement. All right, explain, I will explain it. Suggest, apply knowledge and understanding to situation where there are range of valid responses in order to make proposal, put forward considerations. Okay, so the calculate, demonstrate, explain, and suggest, these kind of command words come in the assessment objective 2. Now let's see a question. Explain why a computer needs RAM. So now be very clear here that now you are not asked to write the features of the RAM. You are asked to write that why the computer needs RAM. So this is a different perspective of a question. So this is a different level of a question. So usually it is a bad habit of the student that they never read the question clearly and they never make their comprehension very clear before writing the answer. And I usually share this quote with my every student that once the Einstein was asked that if I'm given 1 hour to solve a problem, I will spend 90% of the time to understand it only 10% of the time to solve it. So understanding a question is really important. All right. So why a computer need RAM? Here you need to explain, and explain, as I said, in the explain what you have to do, set out purpose, reasons, make the relationship between the things. Why computer need RAM? The relationship between computer and RAM. And why means you need to write the reasons, the purpose, and then with the evidence. All right. You need to support it with the evidence. Now see, to store that data temporarily. Okay. Computer need the RAM to store the data temporarily. To store data currently in use. So these are the reasons. To store software currently in use. This can be another reason. Data can be accessed faster than the secondary storage. All right. This to speed up the fetch stage so that the processor will easily access the data, will fetch the data from the RAM more easier than to fetch it from any other storage device. All right. So now you can see that here you are not going in none of these points. The feature of the RAM is written, rather its use related to the computer is written over here. So only this method, this way you can write the answer for the question related to explain. All right. Now another question, a 16-bit color image has a resolution of 512 pixel by 512 pixel high, 16-bit color image, calculate the file size in KB, show all working. All right, so this is again a question in which you are going to calculate, apply your knowledge. All right, and applying the knowledge to calculate and to produce something. This is the application of the knowledge. And before I move on to the next part, I will also give you a guideline for solving these questions. Many times I've seen the students, they attempt these questions with a little difficult way. So what method you will use for solving these questions, it is important, and that you write first 512 into 512 into 16. All right. And many of the students, what they do after writing this, they calculate it. That makes a very long and difficult way to solve this question. I recommend that don't calculate it, just write it in a way in the sequence as they are written in the question. Then write the next part, that is to calculate the file size. And you know 60, it is now in the bit, and to convert into byte we need to divide it by 8, and to calculate into KB, we need to divide it by 1024. So you first write the way the calculation will be done. All right. Then what you will do, just do the divisioning first. 8, 2, and then 5, 12, 2, and this 2 by 2. Now you can see what is left, only 512 is left. So this is the answer. So this is the easiest way of solving these questions. All right. So there is no need to first calculate 512 by multiplying by 512, then multiply by 16 and a very bigger number, and then dividing by 8, then again dividing by 1024, and a very small question just of 3 marks will take the time that you need to spend for a question of 7 to 8 marks. All right, so use the efficient and the smarter way of solving questions. So this was assessment objective 2, and now coming to the assessment objective 3, and this is the most difficult type of the question. And I usually say this thing to the student that if you are able to solve the assessment objective 3 question, then there is a chance that you will get a grade or an A star or maybe the distinction. All right, so this is the A3 question that actually make the students A graders and the A star students different from the others. So it is better that you should understand that what kind of these questions and why these questions are little challenging. AO3 is, as I said in the beginning, AO3 is evaluating computer system, making reasoned judgments, and presenting conclusion. Like I give you a general example that if you're given a mobile phone, and you are asked to, and your friend asks about your opinion to either buy it or not buy it. Let's say he is going to buy it. It's a used phone. So you will check that phone and you are going to evaluate that phone, number one. And after evaluating, then you are going to make some judgment, reasoned judgment based on certain reason that it has this fault, or its battery is like this, or maybe its screen is like this. So whatever the things that you will find while evaluating that phone. And finally, you will give up a conclusion that, okay, you should buy it or you should not buy it. So the same approach we apply to the computer systems and the various things, or the computer hardware or the computer softwares, various things that is in your syllabus. Every topic can be taken like this. For example, a company is going to use, for example, the SSDs over the HDDs. Now you are going to assess that should that company go for using that SSD, and if that company is making that decision for the sake of the backup of their warehouses. So now for that a certain context, how you're going to give your conclusion, how you're going to evaluate their decision, how you're going to give the reasoned judgments, and what final conclusion you will give for their decision. So this is actually the assessment objective 3. So it has compare, it has evaluate, and it has show. All right. Identify comments on similarity or differences, judge or calculate the quality, importance, amount, or the value of something, provide structured evidence that lead to a given result. Now, like this is the question. The company uses, now this is one question from the past paper. The company uses parallel half duplex data transmission, uses parallel half duplex data transmission to transmit the data for the new videos to the web server. Explain why parallel half duplex data transmission is the most efficient and appropriate method. Now you can see that this is purely an AO3 question. This is AO3. Here you have to evaluate. Here you have to give a reasoned judgment, and here you have to give a conclusion. And especially here you will be comparing. Now why parallel half duplex data transmission is the most appropriate method, why it is most appropriate method. And for this, before you move into it, you should know that the parallel is the transmission method. It is a kind of a method where the data is transmitted from one device to the other device using various wires, various lines. But when it is half duplex, it means once at a time. Either it can go from, this is the sender and this is the receiver, and next time this is the receiver and this is the sender, and next time the data might be traveling back. Once it is traveling like this, and the next time it might be traveling back. So the question says that why the parallel half duplex data transmission is most appropriate method. Most appropriate method, you are going to compare it with the simplex method. You're going to compare it with the other method like the full duplex method. All right. So now you can see the parallel would allow faster transmission. Now this is the judgment of the large amount of data Okay, this is the judgment. Data can be uploaded and downloaded, but this does not have to be at the same time. Once you are uploading and once you are downloading. So when it is downloading, so data is not going back. It is coming from server to the machine, to the user. And when it is uploading, it is not coming back. It is actually uploading from the user computer to the web server. So this is can be uploaded and downloaded, but this does not have to be at the same time. Data is not required to travel a long distance. So this is the justification of the parallel. You know, the parallel communication, parallel transmission is ideal for the shorter distance. All right. So data is not required to travel a long distance. Therefore, skewing is not a problem. So you are giving a reasoned judgment. So the judgment has the support of the reason. okay, then these points are going to be uh, evaluated well. And if you understand the questions with their right assessment objective level, I can guarantee you that you can have a very good answer out of it. All right. So uh, I hope this will help you a lot, and I will recommend every one of you to take a paper, any of your latest paper, and then first assess the questions written on there by writing AO1, AO2, and AO3, and then attempt one paper or more papers, and now onward the number of the days or the time which is left for your final exam, which is on I think 13th May. I will advise every one of my viewer to attempt the paper with these consideration in your mind, and this is the effective and the efficient way of attempting your paper.